All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, excited for this one.
This is something I think everybody listening has experienced
Yeah.
and probably has spent a lot of time trying to avoid.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But what if we were going about it all wrong? What if anxiety could actually be our friend?
What?
That's what we're diving into today.
That's right.
This is from a TED Talk by Dr. David H. Rosmarin. He's a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
And the talk is called How to Make Anxiety Your Friend.
I mean, just that title alone.
Yeah.
You know, like, how do you even make anxiety your friend? You know?
It's like, how could we
Just
say
like,
anything but like
get rid of it.
an enemy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like an unwanted house guest that won't leave.
No.
But Dr. Rosmarin says instead of, kind of running and hiding from it, we need to change how we react to anxiety.
Yeah.
And he lays out these 4 practical steps that we can take
Okay.
to transform anxiety from foe to friend.
So it's not about, like, pretending it's not there or anything.
Right.
It's more like,
Yeah.
how do we deal with it when it shows up? Because it's kind of a natural human response, right? It's a part of being human.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, how can we maybe make it work for us?
So, okay, let's get into these steps. The first one I got to say is a real head scratcher.
Right.
Dr. Rosmarin says, instead of trying to calm down when you're anxious,
Okay.
try to get excited.
Wait, what? That's
Yeah.
like the opposite, right?
Like it seems completely counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be like adding fuel to the fire?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so like when I'm feeling anxious, I should be like, woohoo! I'm excited.
Right?
I don't think so.
Exactly. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so how does this work?
So I think one thing to remember is that
Okay.
anxiety and excitement
Okay.
are actually physiologically very similar. Like your heart beats faster.
Okay.
You feel more energy.
You know, you feel kind of pumped up.
Yeah.
It's just that we interpret it differently.
So it's like a glass half full situation.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
Okay.
anxiety is like, oh no, everything's terrible.
Right.
But with excitement, it's like, oh, this is going to be great.
Right.
But it's the same like physical feeling in your body.
So if I'm like nervous about giving a presentation, I should just tell myself that I'm pumped up and ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're reframing it.
Right.
You're using that energy to your advantage.
So it's like a performance enhancer instead of a performance blocker.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could work.
Okay, good.
So step 1 is all about reframing anxiety as excitement.
Yeah.
What about step 2?
So step 2 is where you actually put this into practice.
Okay.
It's about taking action, even when your anxiety wants you to run and hide.
Right.
One of the worst things you can do is avoid things that trigger your anxiety.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so hard.
Yeah. It feels good in the moment.
Avoidance feels so good.
Yeah.
Like it's the easiest solution, even though I know it's not actually helping me
Exactly.
in the long run.
Yeah, you get that temporary relief,
Right.
but then it makes the anxiety worse.
So what's the psychology there? What's happening in my brain when I'm doing that?
So basically what you're doing is
Thoughts?
confirming to your brain that the situation is dangerous.
Okay.
So your brain is like, oh, we were right to be afraid.
Right.
Let's be even more afraid next time.
It's like feeding the anxiety monster.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to feed the monster.
But when I face my fears,
Yeah.
even if it's like a small step,
Yeah.
what's happening then?
Then you're building what's called self-efficacy.
Self-efficacy.
Yeah, have you ever heard of that?
Is that just like believing in yourself?
Yeah, basically it's like knowing you can handle tough situations.
Okay.
So the more you face those fears head on,
Yeah.
the more you're proving to yourself
Okay.
that you can do it.
Right.
And over time, the anxiety will start to lessen.
So we've got reframing
Yes.
and action.
Yes.
What's next?
So step 3 is about accepting uncertainty.
Okay.
A lot of our anxiety comes from wanting to control everything.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm a total control freak.
Yeah, so many of us are.
I like to know what's happening,
Yes.
when,
Yeah.
and how.
Yes, you want the plan. You
No.
want to know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
But that actually makes the anxiety worse.
Really?
Yeah, because life is unpredictable.
Right.
You can't control everything.
So is it like trying to hold back the tide?
Yeah, exactly. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's impossible.
So instead of fighting it, I should just embrace the uncertainty.
Yeah, learn to dance with the unknown.
I like that.
Yeah, it's about being flexible,
Okay.
being adaptable,
Okay.
being okay with things not going according to plan.
So we've got reframing,
Mhm.
action,
Okay.
accepting uncertainty.
Yes.
What's the final step to make anxiety our friend?
All right, so this is where it gets really interesting. It's about listening to the message that your anxiety is trying to tell you.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about anxiety being like an alarm system?
Yeah.
So instead of hitting the snooze button, we need to pay attention to what's setting off the alarm.
So anxiety is like a signal, not a threat.
Exactly.
Okay.
It can actually be helpful
In what way?
because it can tell you that something's off in your life. Maybe you're in the wrong job.
Okay.
Maybe your relationship isn't working.
Okay.
Maybe you need to make some lifestyle changes.
Okay.
It's a sign that something needs to change.
It's not about making the anxiety disappear,
Right.
but understanding what it's trying to tell me.
Yeah.
And then actually making a change based on that information.
Exactly. Like using it as a catalyst for a positive change.
Yeah.
Instead of just letting it control you.
Wow, this has been a real mind shift.
Yeah.
We've been conditioned to fear anxiety.
Yeah.
But Dr. Rosmarin is saying that it can actually be a source of strength and insight.
Yeah.
If anxiety is a signal and not a threat,
Yeah.
what messages might your anxiety be sending you? How could you listen to those signals differently?
Yeah. And maybe even thank your anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, for bringing this to your attention.
Huh. Food for thought.
Yeah. Something to think about.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm definitely going to be looking at anxiety a little differently
Me too.
from now on.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see everybody next time
See ya.
for another deep dive.
Bye.
Bye.